So, I mean, quick one. Why did the minority stage a walkout? Some people feel that it's a constitutional duty the president has to render, and therefore they should have sat and listened and then exposed whatever he said, whether it's true or false. But by leaving, they deprive themselves of a chance to hear first and what he will say. What's your comment quickly?
First of all, let me say good evening to our cherished viewers. The minority walkout during the 2020 State of the Nation address has been explained by the minority.
Okay.
And I wouldn't want us to belabor it. See, Bernard, walkouts, boycotts are normal. You know, they are part of parliamentary proceedings all around the world.
Yeah.
They are tools of protest that members of parliament use, you know, in ensuring that the right issues which they hold dear are given maximum attention by leaders, the people, the media, and so on. And so, yes, this is not the first time a group in parliament or members of parliament will be walking out or boycotting parliament. For me, once it is not unlawful, what is important for me are the reasons why the minority caucus walked out. Are those reasons patriotic? Are those reasons in the national interest? Are those reasons justifiable? My answer is emphatically yes. Because we cannot allow the injustice, the lawlessness, and the impunity we are experiencing under President Akufo-Addo to go unchecked. You have a journalist, Amos Wale, who has been murdered. It's been more than a year now. The perpetrators of that heinous crime have not been brought to book. Those against whom evidence exists as having threatened that innocent journalist with at least harm and death are still walking the streets of Ghana, in spite of overwhelming evidence of their complicity. The president is looking on unconcerned. And I think it is absolutely right for the minority to raise that issue and say that we want justice for Amos Wale. Enough of the cover-up, enough of the tokenism. We want to see concrete actions. We want to see those who are responsible for that punished.
So you think that that protest went down well, that the public sympathizes with the reasons for this?
You see, if you are related to any of the Ayawaso West Wagon victims, those who suffered, you know, that state-sponsored terrorism, brutalities at the hands of the Akufo-Addo government, you will agree with the minority that the walkout was, you know, in good taste, it was patriotic, and it was in the national interest. Because you've had so-called national security operatives met out brutalities on innocent civilians. A certain member of parliament was assaulted. Other civilians were beaten to pulp. Some have been maimed. A commission of inquiry was set up by President Akufo-Addo. They made their findings. Yes, the president has the power to issue a white paper, but that white paper must be sound in law. You cannot issue a white paper and say that if somebody assaulted a member of parliament, that person can walk free because he was provoked. When you know as a lawyer, here I'm talking about President Akufo-Addo, that there is nothing like a defense of provocation when it comes to the offense of assault. You understand? And so, yes, you have the power, you have that discretionary power to issue a white paper. But don't forget that Article 296 of the 1992 Constitution says that that discretionary power should not be exercised whimsically, capriciously, and all that. And so we are entitled to disagree with the president and say that, Mr. President, this wishy-washy white paper you have issued is not in the national interest. It defies our laws. It defies common sense. You are shielding wrongdoers, and you are demonstrating to us that you were actually the one who directed these brutalities. Government told us that they have accepted the recommendation for somebody like Double to be prosecuted. That recommendation at least was accepted by government in the so-called white paper. To date, Double has not been arrested. He's not standing prosecution. We were told by the Short Commission that the SWAT team being maintained by the National Security Council, which is chaired by the president, is unconstitutional and unlawful.
Let me read one of the analysts of the State of the Nation. So, there's H.S. Kanku, Professor H.S. Kanku's center, gave an analysis of the State of the Nation. Their broad overview was that this was a fairly straightforward State of the Nation address, no grand rhetoric, no grand plans, just enough statistics, no sweeping policy except to declare 2020 year of roads. It was not excessively heavy on statistical detail. So his point was essentially that it was straight to the point, not too much sloganeering, and some even think that because the minority was in there, he was able to go straight to the point, which means he looked good at the end, which was not what you were expecting. So it was not, there wasn't cut calls, there weren't interruptions. He went straight to the point, he hit the nail on the head, and he sounded very confident and looked good.
I will respond to that because I disagree with that observation. But let me just wrap up on our boycott and say that...
No, this is related to boycott.
Yes,
so I'm saying that because of the boycott, he's looking better.
Well, that is the... People are entitled to their opinions. Okay, we think that through that walkout, we're able to bring back, you know, we succeeded in bringing back the issues of Ameswale's death, the Ayawaso West Wagon, you know, victims who have not been given justice by President Akufo-Addo, you know, those criminals, those hoodlums who are being shielded by the state. Were able to bring back the issue of closure of radio stations and the stifling of free speech, the harassment of media establishment perceived to be critical of the incumbent government. Were able to put the spotlight on the demolition, the you know, insensitive, the barbaric demolition of the factory belonging to your colleague Raymond Archer at Trade Fair, and so on and so forth. These issues border on law and order. It borders on justice.
So you think you made that point?
Free expression.
Brilliant.
And we think that it was absolutely justifiable for our members of parliament to walk out and tell the president that if you are not ready to listen to us, if you are not ready to give the victims of the Ayawaso West Wagon brutalities justice, if you are not ready to give the family of Ameswale justice, if you are not ready to ensure that you protect free speech, to ensure that you stop the lawlessness and the impunity going on under your reign, then we are not also ready to listen to you. We achieved our objective, and we salute as a party. Speaking as the National Communication Officer of the party, we commend and salute our gallant, patriotic members of the minority caucus for that stance they took.